To introduce Aman Alag, coming to America, Aman Alag.
Dear Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and honored guests, today we're all assembled here to witness an epic, testosterone-charged battle between the gladiators of Michigan Avenue. But first, I want everyone to pause for a second and envision life without pizza, Sam's sangria, and margaritas, a life devoid of salsa and bachata and Latin music, life without sushi. America is a great melting pot, a potpourri of cultures from around the world, and that's what makes it such a fascinating place. But I'm not here to rave and rant about culture. In fact, we're going to take a look at the lighter side of culture. When I first came to America as a college student about 10 years ago for the first time, I found myself on a bus from O'Hare to Indiana. I met some new friends on the bus. The conversation was flowing pretty smoothly for the most part, till the time an elderly couple sitting behind me asked me, very sheepishly, "Do you have running water in India?" My answer, no. But I do have a well about 10 miles away from where I live. My wife, every morning, she wakes up right at the crack of dawn, makes her way to the well, comes back carrying these giant pitchers of water on her head, singing these lilting melodies and gently swaying her hips from left to right. Pretty picture. Very next instant, the bus driver asked me, "Do you guys have buses in India?" I told him, "Hell no, man. Who needs buses when we have our own private elephants? No gas will take you anywhere." On a more serious note, ironically, our image, our perception of cultures from around the world is based on what we see in the media, on the TV. And that's not really a true picture. It could be far away from the truth. On the flip side, my own opinions were completely delusional about America. Before I came here, America for me was New York and Las Vegas and California and all the glamour and the glitz and the showgirls. Boy, I thought my biggest challenge would be swatting away those countless Victoria's Secret models that kept falling into my lap while I was trying to do my engineering studies. I couldn't be further away from the truth. No mention of media is complete without the mention of Indian movies. And when I think of Indian movies, my good friend Darla, who's such a sweetheart, and she's here in the audience, she comes to mind. Will the real Darla darling please stand up? Please stand up. Please stand up. Now she had, by happenstance, seen an Indian movie or two. And she was just fascinated by the time travel. One instant, this guy and girl are dancing around in New York. The very next instant, they're in LA. And before the song sequence is over, they're back in New Delhi, India. And it's like the Indian filmmakers have reinvented the time machine. And for her, it was like reliving her fantasy life. She could envision in the girl who's been chased around in colorful outfits by a romantic hero, wearing even more colorful outfits, as they prance around the bushes and the trees, dance around, sing into each other, saying sweet little nothings. She could envision her fantasy life in that. It was like a fairy tale come true. So when I first met her 3 or 4 years ago, she asked me, very coyly, puppy dog eyes, "Do you know any nice Indian guys?" I hadn't disillusioned her till this day, because So today, Donald, I'm sorry to break your heart, but you're old enough to know that Santa does not exist. Our lives are nowhere as exciting, as romantic as you've seen in those movies. Sorry to disappoint. But besides my perceptions about America, I struggled a little with the language, the lingo you guys have. I mean, a lot of times your phrases, the words and phrases are puns on words and don't have, the literal meaning does not match the actual meaning of the word, or the implied meaning, I should say. For instance, a wise guy. You think that's just someone who's oozing wisdom, right? Or take, for instance, a gentleman's club. Anyone here know what a gentleman's club is? Anyone been to one? The usual suspects, Nick, you dirty old man. Anyway, it's my first week in college. The weekend rolls around, and my new buddies invite me to go, hey man, you want to go check out the talent at the local gentleman's club? And I'm thinking in my innocent mind that this is going to be a place where you gather for an intellectual discourse with the likes of Ernest Hemingway and talk about art and culture and literature and philosophy. So I put on my finest three-piece suit, which was also my only three-piece suit at the time, or my only suit at the time, and off we marched to the gentleman's club. I can just say that I was the gentleman in me that was tarnished for life, still laying dormant. Well, why do you guys do that? Why can't you just call a spade a spade? Do you not realize the irreparable psychological damage you can do to some poor, innocent foreign student? But for all those light-hearted moments and more to come, I am extremely grateful. Thank you, America, and thank you all.
Thank you, Ahmad. All right, judges, 1 minute, please.